What's up everyone, I'm Calamontos and it's been a few days since I last uploaded a video, and I'll be honest, I've been feeling very burnt out from all the Battle of Spice videos, and as I mentioned plenty of times in the past, I'm usually quite busy over the weekends, so I just took a short break. But anyways, I'm back, and in today's video we've got some very entertaining battles featuring 39 of the most attack weighted Pokemon ever built for the Open Great League, and I've done the roulette wheel quite a few times, especially recently, so I was wondering if there's any way I can make a similar type of video, and what I decided to go for was running each team as an ABB style team. So for example, pairing Shadow Sharpedo and Shadow Crawdont together in the back, since they share the exact same typing, and then running something in the lead to cover at least some of their weaknesses. Of course, we have very limited Glass Cannon Pokemon here, so it's not going to be perfect, but that is the concept for today's video. And no, these battles aren't in the Catch Cup, despite a handful of these Pokemon being newly built specifically for this video. Obviously, most of these Pokemon I've had for quite a lot longer than just this season, so instead of battling in the Go Battle League, I'm going to be battling against my subscribers. And as always, they'll be bringing their own spicy picks to make these battles even more entertaining. So with that being said, let's just get straight into the question of the day. What is your favourite Glass Cannon Pokemon in Pokemon Go? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, so going into the first battle, and Shadow Salamence is one of the Pokemon that I have just recently built. We're going to lead into Toucannon. They're running Bullet Seed as the fast move, so all I have to do here is shield either the Rock Blast or the Drill Peck. They actually do very similar damage, so it doesn't really matter which one they throw. Gonna shield it anyways, get a full Dragon Tail farm down. I'm going to full send the Draco Meteor straight away, and then I will just be swapping. Assuming my opponent is going to use a shield, they do use the shield, so we swap into our Shadow Alolan Dog trio. I'm going to shield this up. It could be a Liquidation. It is the Liquidation. Luckily for me, no defense drop. And they're going to swap into their low kick, so I'm going to go straight for the Iron Head. Honestly, could probably just go for the Mud Bomb. Mud Bomb is of course resisted by the bug typing, but look at how much damage these Mud Slaps are doing. The opponent possibly could have farmed me down there, but they end up throwing a Dark Pulse to get rid of me, and at this point it's looking pretty good. Doesn't really matter if the opponent takes me out here or not. I can just come in with my Shadow Excadrill. I will be able to resist Mud Shot, farm them down, and now I should be able to outpace the Armaldo to a charge move in the back. We actually over tapped there by accident. It was just the game not registering my tap, but it doesn't matter. Rock Slide takes out the Shadow Armaldo, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to that opponent there. Into the next game, we see Shiftry in the lead, so very good lead for the Chandelure. Of course though, if the opponent is able to get an energy advantage in the end game, then it would be quite devastating for the Chandelure, but they're going to swap into a Darmanitan, so we're going to go for the Flame Charge straight away. We are one turn ahead, so I will actually be able to just fully KO with this next Incinerate. So I'm going to shield the Rock Slide, we take out the Darmanitan there, we've got a Flame Charge already loaded, we are boosted. They come in with a second Incinerate user in the form of Shadow Camerupt. That's a resisted Flame Charge. It still does huge damage though. I swap into my Zoroark, hoping to get a Shadow Claw farm down before they make it to an overheat, but unfortunately they do make it to that last second charge move. We're going to go for a Sludge Bomb one turn before they make it to the Leaf Blade, and if the opponent doesn't throw straight away here, if they overfarm, then we will make it to the Sludge Bomb, and Sludge Bomb is super effective. It will easily be enough damage to take out the Shiftry, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to the opponent there. Into the next game, we're going to see Shadow Rampardos into a shiny Shadow Sharpedo, so not ideal for me. Going to say swap immediately into my Shadow Pinsir. The opponent going to swap out into their Lugia, and do note they were running Bite on their Sharpedo, so that's not nearly as bad for the Rampardos. Of course, Bite is still going to absolutely chunk, but Waterfalls would basically like 3-shot us, so I mean, we'll take whatever kind of advantage we can get. But here we are able to grab a shield from the Lugia. They let the second one go through. They fully Dragon Tail farm us down, so that means they will make it to probably an Aeroblast here, so I'm definitely going to shield this up. Lugia is quite bulky even in the Great League, but Aeroblast would certainly KO a Shadow Rampardos. And now they come in with a Tackle Ursaluna, so I was committing to the Flamethrower since Rock Slide is going to be resisted damage, but honestly probably could have just thrown the Rock Slide. I do end up throwing the Rock Slide. The opponent catches onto their Sharpedo, but they shield anyways, and that's perfect for me as I come in with the Pheromosa, Bug Bite, farm them down in an instant, and I do just barely make it to either lunge or close combat. Doesn't matter which one I throw here. We're able to take out the Ursaluna, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to the opponent there. Into the next battle, we see Regieleki into a Shadow Sneasler, so not ideal for us at all, but I mean, Regieleki's not going to have many positive leads. They actually safe swap into their Shadow Garchomp here. Going to come in with the Breloom because counter does deal a lot of damage, but unfortunately, they can just go for a Sand Tomb. I don't think I would have lived that in all honesty, so I end up shielding up. We're now going to go for a Seed Bomb. I go for 2 counters because if they ended up no shielding that, then I would have obviously taken the damage from 1 Dragon Tail anyways, but it doesn't matter. We come in with the Shadow Cacturn. They've got their own Shadow Salamence in the back. They're able to Dragon Tail farm me down instantly, and they're able to Dragon Tail farm down Regieleki, and unfortunately we do end up losing that game. But GG's to that opponent there, and into the next game, not an ABB style team, but a AAA style team with Shadow Ghastly, Shadow Haunter, and Shadow Gengar. The opponent's going to lead with Blossom. They're now going to swap into a Vespiquen, and this is actually really good for the Ghastly. So I'm going to go for the Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb grabs a shield from the opponent, and honestly, unless they go for something like a Power Gem, we should be able to live an X-Scissor here, and we do live it, and we are double resisting the Poison Stings as well. We're now going to go for an Ominous Wind. Ominous Wind, not a good move, but it still takes them out, and we get the boost as well, and these licks are chunking this Blossom. We're now going to come in with our Shadow Gengar. Arguably could have come in with the Haunter since it does have better coverage with Ice Punch rather than just a triple Ghost moveset, but it doesn't matter. They've got a Bug type in the back. We're going to go straight for the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball easily one-shots the Illumise, or Illumise, whatever it's called. Don't really care. We're able to take out Blossom, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to that opponent there. Into the next game, we see a Simipour in the lead. Now, I expect the opponent's probably running like Aqua Tail and Crunch as the charge move, so I'm going to go for the Side Strike, then grab the early shield, swap into my Crawdon, and even though we resist everything here, I don't know what they've got in the back, so I'm actually just going to shield this up. And now the opponent comes in with a Grubbin. I do believe this is a XL Grubbin as well. We go for the Night Slash. Honestly, should have gone for the Scald there. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. We go for a second Night Slash as we do have quite a lot of energy. We take out the Grubbin. No Night Slash boost, unfortunately, but they're going to come in with a Shadow Gabite, and this time I do make it to the Scald in time. So Scald is going to be grabbing a shield from the opponent and dropping their attack as well. We're now going to come in and just fully sacrifice the Shadow Mewtwo here. This Twister is going to be taking out the Mewtwo. Twister is an awful move, by the way, but it still very easily KOs the Mewtwo from that range. And at this point, I should just be able to fully Waterfall, farm down the Gabite there. So the opponent swaps into their Simipour. We can go for the Poison Fang. This will be KOing the Simipour, and now I can just Waterfall, farm down the Shadow Gabite, and I'm able to take that game. Also lovely Shadow on Shadow Shark action there. But into the next game, we see a Shadow Grumpig in the lead. I'm going to say swap into my Archon. The opponent's going to stay in initially and then swap into their Geodude. Oh my gosh, this could not be going any worse so far. We go for a Dragon Claw. Should have gone for the Crunch because it does more damage, but I thought maybe I could get off 2 there. Unfortunately, not able to do so. We're going to come in with the Shadow Hitmonlee, and this should just be a Rock Slide, but I'm going to shield anyways. Rock Slide honestly would nearly KO, so I shield that up, and the opponent's going to come back in with their Grumpig, of course, but they will wait out the Switch Clock here, which is a smart thing to do. We're going to go for the Blaze Kick straight away. Well, not straight away, actually. We're going to throw it on the CMP tie, and Blaze Kick does grab a shield from the opponent. Of course, we could be running Stone Edge, and that would do a lot of damage to the Shadow Grumpig. We're now going to swap into our Archeops. The opponent has a Magby in the back, and I make a pretty huge mistake here. I thought I was running Ancient Power, but unfortunately it is Crunch. Dragon Claw doesn't quite take them out. Crunch might have just barely taken them out there. So this means I have to tank, unfortunately, a Brick Break, which is a very bad move, but it still does so much damage to the Archeops. We go for the Dragon Claw. They actually let that go through. We tried to commit to the fast move farm down, but they're able to take me out with Extra Sensory, and unfortunately we do lose that game. But into the next game, and this battle, or this team, would be illegal for GBL because we've got double Darmanitan in the back. So not an ABB style team in terms of typing, but in terms of the actual Pokemon being used, we're going to go for a Breaking Swipe here. And very fortunately for me, the opponent swaps into their Shadow on Pheasant, which is a very spicy pick, but they're running Steel Wing as a fast move. And these Incinerates, look at how much damage we're dealing here. 4 Incinerates, these are like not even super effective Incinerates, but 4 Incinerates will be taking out the Unpheasant there as we shield the Sky Attack. A little bit lag here, not really sure what's going on, but let's see. The one comes back in with their Wormadam. We're now going to go for the Rock Slide, and Rock Slide will be enough damage to KO from this range. They don't use their final shield as they've got a Shadow Xatu in the back, and we're still able to make it to another Rock Slide in time. Darmanitan absolutely destroying this opponent. Now we can come in with our Galarian Darmanitan. The opponent thought Darmanitan was done, but no, here's the second version. I'm able to tank the Ominous Wind, get the Ice Fang farm down, and I'm able to take that game. Into next game, we see Shadow Banette into a Lycanroc Midnight form, and they are running counter, so that is double resisted. We're going to go for a Shadow Ball here, and we throw on a CMP tie, so this could be a potential crunch, so I'm definitely going to respect the damage here, and let's see if the opponent is going to go and full send the crunch. They do send the crunch there, so no, I'm going to stay in. Unfortunately, they will just barely outpace me to the next crunch, so I'm just going to shield this up. Might as well, I've got quite a lot of energy. Crunch will be grabbing my final shield, and here I'm just going to swap straight away into my Shadow Magnemite, and they come in with a Shadow Ho-Oh. We are barely able to live 2 Incinerates there. That is really, really close to taking us out. But Discharge grabs the final shield, and I'm thinking, is the opponent going to swap out here? Or will I just be able to fire off the Shadow Ball straight away? We get off the Shadow Ball as the opponent goes for a Brave Bird, but Shadow Ball takes out the Shadow Ho-Oh, and they've got a Shadow Zapdos in the back, so the opponent does overfarm just slightly in this matchup, but it doesn't matter. Drill Peck takes us out, but we've got a Pokemon to absolutely wall them. But here I actually didn't want to go for the full Volt Switch farm down, just in case a Thunderbolt or even a Thunder or a Zap Cannon just takes us out there. So instead we go for the Discharge. We fully undercharge it though, and I'm able to take out the Shadow Zapdos and take that game. So GG's to that opponent there. Into next game, we see a Shadow Girafarig in the lead up against my Shadow Honchkrow. I can just let this go through. It's just going to be a Psychic Fang, so not going to deal that much damage. I say that, they've already got us into the yellow health range. We've just resisted damage. We're now going to go for a Brave Bird. That was quite unnecessary. Pretty obvious they were going to shield. And now I come in with my Shadow Kadabra, hoping to get a full Confusion farm down, but unfortunately, this is not part fighting. This is only a pure water type Pokemon. So these confusions aren't chunking nearly as much as I was hoping they would. So they're able to fully take me out there with a second charge route. I thought, no point in double shielding my Kadabra. We're going to come in, get the counter farm down with my Alakazam. I'm going to stay in here. I might actually go for a full counter farm down. And let's see what the opponent has in the back. They come in with a Shadow Moltres. And I make a mistake here. I go for the Shadow Ball. I thought they were running Wii Attack, but no, they're actually running Fire Spin. I don't make it to a second Sky Attack there. If I just went for the Sky Attack up against the Quack Spell that came in, then I could have made it to a second Sky Attack up against the Moltres, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to do so. So GG's to that opponent, very well played. Into next game, we see Attack from Deoxys into Zebstrika, and I've just realized that the typings aren't correct for the moveset on the overlay, so I'm gonna have to change that before I upload this video. But either way, we go for a Fire Punch, and we see Dodrio actually wins CMP up against our Shadow Magmortar. So if you're thinking, well, this is a scam, these are certainly not the most attack weighted Pokemon if you're losing CMP, well, I do sort of take into account the Shadow bonus with the attack here. So obviously it doesn't take that into account for CMP ties, but technically Shadow Magmortar does deal more damage with its attack than a regular Dodrio. But if Shadow Dodrio was a thing, I would be using that. But here we are just going to sacrifice the attack form Deoxys. Flame Charge will be taking us out. Unfortunately, boost their attack as well. These sparks are seriously chunking, but I will be able to shield this, fully farm them down, and then we're just going to have to see what the opponent's running in the back. And they've got a Ledian in the back. Now, Ledian is really bulky, so I thought maybe a Brave Bird won't quite take them out here. So we go for the back-to-back Blaze Kicks. That does so much damage, so a Brave Bird certainly would have KO'd from that range, but it doesn't matter. Blaze Kick number 2 takes out the Ledian, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to the opponent there. Into next game, we see a Shadow Weavile into Greninja, so not a great lead for us. Gonna say swap, and the opponent swaps into their Hisuian Decidueye, so quite a spicy pick for the Great League. You do have to trade this with a fairly low level friend account there, otherwise you're just not going to get it below 1500 CP. But I'm able to shield once, fully Poison Jab, farm them down, but they come in with a Shadow Steelix, and I'm like, come on, dude, this is not spicy. This is just going to absolutely destroy my team, unfortunately. But we go for the second Grass Knot here. Grass Knot not going to do that much damage. I mean, it does about 50%, which is okay. We're now going to come in with our Shadow Weavile, and my only win condition here is just letting this move go through and hoping it is just a Psychic Fangs, and it is the Psychic Fangs. They're going to swap into Greninja, and I need to land this Focus Blast. Will I land the Focus Blast? No, unfortunately they shield. You don't actually see the animation there, but Greninja is just like smirking there. He's like, hee, just shielded up the Focus Blast, and now unfortunately, yeah, I mean, I have to shield this up, but a Psychic Fangs will basically KO me, so it probably will KO me actually. So I tried to overfarm 2 back-to-back charge moves, but they're already at the next charge move, and it is a Hydro Cannon, which takes out the Sneasler, and unfortunately we do end up losing that game. But GG's to that opponent there. Into the next game, we see Kartana into Attack from Deoxys. So the opponent swaps straight away into a Shadow Mightyena, and I'm able to fully Razor Leaf, farm them down, come out with a charge move loaded as well. Gonna fire off the Night Slash straight away. Night Slash will be grabbing the first shield from the opponent. We can now come in with our Shadow Manectric. I'm running Thunder Fang, and 3 Thunder Fangs takes out the attack from Deoxys. That's just insane. And now I'm going to go for a Psychic Fangs here. Psychic Fangs, going to debuff their defense. We can come in with our Shadow Electivire, and there's no point in throwing a charge move. I can just Thunder Shock, farm them down, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to the opponent there, and into some bonus battles, and we're going to see Kingperia in the lead once again with his attack form Deoxys. He's this time going to swap into a Tackle Stantler, and I'm thinking they're probably only going to make it to a Wild Charge or like a Stomp, so I'll let this go through. Wild Charge, double resisted, nearly takes us out. That is insane, but 2 Mud Slaps takes out attack form Deoxys. Oh my gosh. Kingperia is not having a great day with his attack form Deoxys, but we're able to go and land 1 Mud Slap, dealing huge damage to this Kanto Graveler, and we are just completely walling here, unfortunately. So, gonna shield this up, and this could be a dig. It is the dig, so I'm glad I shielded that up. And now we can just go for the back-to-back drill runs. I'm actually gonna undercharge this fully, but drill run still takes out the Graveler, and I'm able to take that game. So going into the next battle, we've got Shadow Chandelure in the lead once again, and we see a Porygon 2, so this is a really good matchup for us, assuming the opponent is just going to throw straight away, which they do. So of course they could debuff my attack and my defense, but I don't care, it's going to be double resisted. Tri-Attack does get the debuff though, but they come in with a Qwilfish, so I'm going to go straight for the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball grabs a shield from the opponent, and now I'm going to swap into my Zoroark. I'm going to shield this up. They are quite close to the back-to-back Aqua Tails, but they're actually running Scald instead, so I can now overfarm quite considerably in this matchup. Go for the Foul Play. Foul Play will be taking out the Qwilfish, and let's see if they come back in with the Porygon, or if they come in with their third and final Pokemon, and they come in with a Shadow Cacturne, so also very spicy, very attack-weighted. I'm going to full send the Sludge Bomb. The opponent shields that up, but if they go for a full farm down here, I will make it to another Sludge Bomb, and this is certainly going to KO this Shadow Cacturne, and now we can just come in with our Chandelure, but instead Absol didn't see any play in the previous battle with this team, so we're going to come in with our Shadow Absol, and I will just go for a Mega Horn to very easily take out the Porygon 2 from this range, and the Mega Horn takes out the Porygon 2, and I'm able to take that game. So GG's to the opponent there. Into next game, we see Shadow Ghastly into literally, well, must be one of the worst things we could possibly see with his team in the form of a Drampa. And the opponent's also going to catch a resisted Ice Punch onto their Galarian Darmanitan. So not only are they completely destroying me, they're also completely outplaying me too. We can lick farm them down, but they can just come in, Dragon Breath, farm me down with the Drampa. And this is certainly game over. We're going to come in with the Shadow Gengar. I'm going to throw the Shadow Ball anyways, just to see how much damage this does. It is double resisted, but Shadow Ball nearly takes them out. We actually get the Shadow Claw farm down, but they've got a Shadow Kyogre in the back, so easily able to take me out there. And unfortunately, the final battle of this video, I didn't start recording straight away. I was in the middle of making food here, so I just wasn't quite paying attention, but we led with a Shadow Mewtwo into a Yanma. We're able to take them out with the Side Strike there after exchanging shields, and the opponent comes in with a Dratini. That is a level 50 Dratini. We're going to go for a Night Slash. That nearly KOs, and the opponent comes in with their Mankey. We're going to go straight for the Night Slash here. Night Slash is resisted damage, but it grabs the final shield, and now we should just be able to come in with my Shadow Mewtwo. I think they will outpace me to one charge move, but they're going to have to farm 2 back-to-back moves here, and we will certainly win CMP with my Shadow Mewtwo. So just shield up the Brick Break. Brick Break is a pretty rubbish move. If you're running Mankey, you should run Cross Chop, but they're probably running both anyways. Doesn't really matter. We come in with the Sharpedo, able to Waterfall, farm them down, and I'm able to take that game. And actually, that wasn't the last battle. I think this is the last battle. Anyways, great lead for us, and just great for my entire team, but the opponent's going to save swap into Heracross, and I do not have a response at all. Don't really know why I came in with my Breloom. Probably should have just stayed in with my Regieleki here, but we're going to go for a Seed Bomb, grab a shield from the opponent. They will be able to fully counter farm me down, come out with so much loaded energy here. But we're going to come in with my Regieleki. I'm going to shield this, of course. Doesn't matter what they throw. I'm probably not going to be able to tank it very well. And they go for the close combat, so this is probably going to be close combat number 2. Gonna double shield it. I'm able to Volt Switch, farm them down, and let's see what their final Pokemon is. They're going to come in with a Tropius, so I'm going to go straight for the Zap Cannon here. And hopefully this does connect. This would take them out from this range, but the opponent does use their shield. They're actually going to stay in here. And the opponent's then going to swap. I think they're trying to catch a move there, but not very good on their timings. Now we can go for a Trail Blaze, and Trail Blaze is going to take out Octillery, as well as boosting our attack, and I'm actually able to make it to a Dynamic Punch as the opponent over farms here, and Dynamic Punch, resisted damage, takes out the Tropius because of the boost, and I'm able to take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.